He is a disruptive individual. He had difficulty getting on with people in UKIP, Douglas Carswell, who was a UKIP MP, one of the few, and Nigel Farage had big disputes. He's had disputes. Boris Johnson's government described him as not having him anywhere near the centre of government.
The Reform Party is now polling higher than it was before Nigel Farage went into the jungle. Is that why Rishi Sunak has refused to rule out membership of the Conservative Party for Nigel Farage? The Prime Minister says the Conservative Party is a broad church. But who in the party would welcome Mr Farage? Let's speak to the Conservative peer, Lord Hayward. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Would you welcome Nigel Farage into the Conservative Party?
It depends whether he made absolutely clear that what he supported and what he didn't support. And exactly, you could ask the same question, given the announcement yesterday, of whether I'd welcome Keir Starmer in the Conservative Party.
We might get onto that, but let's focus on Nigel Farage, shall we? So when you say that, so which particular policies would you be most concerned about that he would have to kind of fall in line on?
Well, all polling shows that the economy and inflation is the biggest single issue. The polls in relation to reform are confusing because the polls say they're getting X percent, but in the vast majority of circumstances, they don't put up candidates in council by-elections. And even when they do put up candidates, whether it's in council by-elections or in parliamentary by-elections, they don't get what the opinion polls show. So it's a somewhat confusing message. And the problem, I like Nigel Farage. I was drinking with him in a bar, surprisingly enough, just before he went off to be on I'm a Celebrity. But he is a disruptive individual. He had difficulty getting on with people in UKIP, Douglas Carswell, who was a UKIP MP, one of the few, and Nigel Farage had big disputes. He's had disputes. Boris Johnson's government described him as not having him anywhere near the centre of government. So he is a disruptive individual. He is essentially a great self-publicist, and I like him for that effect.
But what would his role be within the Conservative Party then if he is disruptive?
Well, that's the whole point about it, is that people say, oh, we want him, but actually the Tories are losing seats on council by-elections to Liberals and to Greens and to Labour. What Nigel Farage's role? Nigel Farage's role in life has been as a self-publicist. And that's the problem for him in any party. He's described on the front page of the Eye this morning as Farage's party. Actually, Reform, the leader of Reform is Richard Tice, not Nigel Farage. So he is a disruptive individual. And it's a question that he would have to answer as to what his role is in any party.
But do you think he would have success if he were to be selected as a Conservative candidate?
Stig described him earlier on this morning as quite famously unelectable. He stood for elections and failed to win elections.
But not as a Conservative. Does that change things, do you think, for him?
Well, it depends. Does he want to stand? We don't know. Does he want to be a member of Parliament? He said previously he doesn't want to go now to Westminster. So we're speculating about a whole series of unknowns. And under those circumstances, it's actually very risky and very difficult to make a serious assessment of what Nigel Farage wants other than public attention.
Okay. Are you watching him on I'm a Celebrity?
I have never, ever watched any part of that programme.
Really?
So, no.
Oh, okay. Lord Hayward, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Kindred spirit here with us. Well done.